through hoops for the bank. Spare a thought for the exotic animals in circuses in Australia. Chris, is this something you've checked out for us?
Yeah, it is. We went to see one of Australia's last travelling animal circuses to look at the question of whether animals should be banned from the big top. Now, just a warning that some viewers may find the following footage confronting.
Ladies and gentlemen, Stardust Circus performing lions.
It's not what nature intended, but these lions are the opening act at Australia's Stardust Circus. Made to perform up to 2 shows a day, they have to literally jump through hoops for the entertainment of the crowd. Ringmaster Adam St James has been travelling around the country with the Big Top for the past 14 years.
We're now one of only 2 circuses left here in Australia that have performing exotic animals. We have lions, monkeys, performing dogs and miniature ponies here at Stardust.
But the RSPCA is calling for a ban on exotic animals in circuses. Already 40 councils across the country have done just that.
Well, I think it's entirely pathetic. It's exploitation of wild animals just for our own satisfaction. Nobody asks what's happening to the poor lion, and the lion's doing it because it's forced to do it.
I find that very, very sad. The majority of the people who are trying to impose this ban have no idea really what they're talking about. Majority of them have never been to the circus, have never seen how the animals live, have never seen how they're trained, and have never met any of the people who have been with these animals all their lives.
According to the circus, the 4 lions in the show were born into captivity in Australia and spend most of their days in their exercise pen.
They're a very lazy animal. They sleep for about 22 hours of the day, so they have a fantastic life. They come in and do the show, they work for about 5 minutes and then they're back in their massive exercise yard. They lay in the sun and sleep all day. They have a wonderful life.
Well, all cats are lazy animals. They're a bit like koalas. They spend a great deal of time sleeping. But these animals, nonetheless, are still forced to perform something that's entirely unnatural to them.
Somersaulting monkeys on leads, ponies standing one on top of the other. Most of the audience seem not to be put off by the tricks.
I think if they were mistreated, they wouldn't act as well as they do in the actual circus acts.
They kind of look a bit sad and stuff, like they're kind of just like moping around.
People who like animals might think it's a bit cruel for them, but as long as they're treated fine, I don't see an issue in it.
This month, the spotlight was shone once again on the issue of animal welfare after disturbing footage surfaced of a circus elephant in the UK being abused by its trainers.
I think it's disgraceful. And me, as an animal lover, it really hurts me to see this footage. The majority of it is from overseas. And yes, there is some stuff that happens overseas that is absolutely horrific, but it's not here in Australia.
As the show rolls on and it moves to its next location in far north Queensland, so does the campaign by animal welfare groups to get the attention of the nation's politicians. And while the circus says it treats its animals well, the fact remains they live lives of confinement, not freedom.
I'm just very sorry for them. They're wild animals. They should be able to appreciate living in the wild.
The animals are our family. I mean, to say anything but would be just ridiculous.
And we should mention the elephant that was featured in that story has actually been retired to a safari park, so thankfully her days of suffering are now over.
Now, mate, I like animals in the circus. I mean, we're not talking about banning animals in zoos, so why can't exotic animals be in the circus?
Yeah, see, for me, I appreciate what these guys are doing with their circus. It's a family business. It's been around for a long time, but I just feel as though we've grown up as a country and we now know animals a bit better than we did before. Domesticated animals, fine. Dogs, maybe even horses, that's fine because they get a social interaction. We're talking about lions here that have wild instincts, they have physical needs, they have emotional needs. They're not met in that sort of confined situation, no matter how much you move them around, no matter how much environmental stimulation you provide them with. They need to be wild animals, and in this situation, they're just not doing that.
Yeah, I agree, but can we take a lion on a train, and will that be okay?
It would need a ticket.
Right, definitely need a ticket.
All right, I've got another tough question for you, though. I appreciate your opinion here. This is, are you allowed to blow bubbles into the face of a dog to entertain a baby? I've got some evidence of